Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I kind of just wanted to give, I guess, like a life update. Um, I have a cold sore. I don't know if you can see it. I keep pointing it out in my videos, even though you probably can't even see it because I'm far away from the camera. I've been doing a few videos today, so my voice is kind of like raspy, I guess. Um, as you know, I've had the exosomes treatment, so if you want to know what's going on with that, it'll be in the exosomes playlist. Um, and I'm stressed out because of some issues with the IVIG. That will be also another video. I don't know if it's already gone up or if it will go up. I don't know in what order I'm going to put these videos up. But there's been a death in the family. An uncle, my mom's sister's husband, so like my uncle-in-law, passed away yesterday. And so my parents are over there right now. And so I had some time here on my own and thought I'd make a few videos, kind of stay distracted. My aunt has dementia. So they're going over there to check on her and see how she's doing. I mean, she still has all her kids, several of her, well, they're not kids. They're older than I am. They're like in their 50s, but they're there and they live with her. Some of them live with her and take care of her full time. So, she's surrounded by people, but, my mom wanted to go and see how she was doing. Dementia is a very complicated situation, as, many people know. If you've ever, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all known someone in our family that's had dementia. Um, so they're over there right now. And it was kind of shocking because he had had an infection and he actually, they treated him for the infection. He was, I think like rehabbing. So he wasn't like in the hospital. He was like, I guess, in like a rehab center before they discharged him and let him out. And then his heart stopped. He had been told that he needed a pacemaker a while ago. I mean, he was close to 90, so I don't think he was like, I don't want any surgeries or anything. But that kind of happened suddenly, and it was weird because we knew that he was recovering and all of that. So that that happened yesterday, and so it's that's been on my mind, and then other things going on. The situation with my medication, the situation with that and the exosomes, possibly having to make a decision related to either stopping the medication altogether, losing the prescription, which is, these are very, very difficult prescriptions to get. And I just, it's stressing me out. Right now, I'm waiting for a phone call back from the infusion pharmacy. I'm trying to avoid seeing the doctor and just hopefully getting the prescription, but I don't think, because I stopped the medication, I don't think they can. She has to write notes saying like patient is back on the medication and she's doing well or something. And I'm not. So, there's another video where I'm going to talk about that. It should be already up on my exosomes playlist where I talk about what is going on with the IVIG situation. And I'm still not, I don't really know how I'm progressing with the exosomes. My doctor told me could still take more months, could take a year. We don't know. There's so many unknowns with this situation. The other issue, and I have made a video about this before, is I've talked about having pets and being chronically ill, which, a lot of people think, you know, it's nice because you have a companion, especially if you're homebound and you can't leave. At least you have a companion at home, someone to keep you company, to cuddle with or whatever. And a lot of what people don't tell you is what a responsibility it is, especially if you're on your own. I'm not on my own. I do live with my parents, but the dog has basically been my responsibility. And she's actually very elderly now. She's 15. She'll be 16 in October. I have a cousin who had a dog who's I think about 16 or 17 years old, and he just died. He just died a few days ago. And my dog is showing signs of dementia. So we have a lot of dementia going on in this video. She's showing signs of pretty I guess, advanced dementia, or she's getting there. And it's becoming a situation because she sleeps in my room. She refuses to sleep anywhere else. You know, she used to have her own little cage in another bedroom, and that worked out well because I have my room, I get to sleep, and she has her room and she gets to sleep. And at a certain point, she just wasn't having it anymore. And it was just hysterics, barking, crying, you know, trying to scratch the cage, hurting herself because her nails would get caught in the cage, destroying everything in the cage. And so I had to let her out. So she started sleeping on my bed. And I got those little steps so that she could sleep on top of the bed. And then she would fall off the bed because I used to have a very low bed, and we redid my room a few years ago, and I got a new bed. It's a little bit higher. It's not super high off the ground, but it's higher off the ground. So, you know, she would fall off regularly, and I was just like, well, whatever. I don't know what to do because she refuses to sleep anywhere else but at the foot of my bed. And one day, I don't know, I think I went to pet her, and she's just becoming so weird about anybody touching her or getting near her. And she freaked out. She jumped off the bed, and I went to catch her, and I kind of caught her, but she just does not want anybody touching her. And so she was wiggling and ended up falling right on her back on the floor. And we have laminate flooring, which is like wood floor. And I felt so bad because I should have just let her fall by herself, but instead I tried to catch her and just made it worse. So I kind of picked her up, trying to apologize. And then when I put her back down, I had blood on my shirt. She had actually landed because she's really skinny now, she landed on a bone and was bleeding. She kind of cut her skin. So, I wanted to, jump out a window at that point because I felt so bad. And I was like, you know what? She can't sleep on my bed anymore. She falls off all the time. And I actually put something on the floor, a blanket, just in case she fell off again, and she started sleeping on that. So I actually bought her a bed for the floor, and she's been sleeping on that pretty well. But if you've had a dog with dementia, they have a lot of issues. They don't like to sleep through the night. And I think that's kind of where we're headed. I mean, she whines a lot and all of that, but I think we're headed to the point where she's going to start having issues at night. We've been having issues the last 2 nights. And that becomes a problem for me because I need to sleep through the night. So, and she's been getting stuck behind doors. Like, she'll walk behind a door instead of out the door, and then she's just like, where am I? And she starts barking. So it's become a real situation, and starting to raise that question of when is it time to put her down, because she's still physically, she was running around last night at 12:30 in the morning. I mean, it was just physically she seems to be okay. Mentally, she's just kind of like, what's going on? So there's that stressor, and the stressor of, it's stressing me out and I can't sleep. And, we have to take her outside. I have to carry her outside. She can walk, but I have to carry her outside to go to the bathroom because if not, she'll just go in the house. She's falling in the pool. We have a pool. So that's another thing. Every time I leave the house, I'm just stressed out. I tell my parents, please watch her, please pay attention to where she's at, because, they'll just be sitting watching TV. And so it's becoming this entire all-consuming situation. And it's well, would I rather put her down, even though she's still kind of okay, or find out that she drowned when I was out of the house? What is the best case scenario? So that question, she's due for her vaccines in November. And so I spoke to the vet last year about the whole dementia situation. It's worse this year. So I'm going to talk to him again. I don't know if my cousin put her dog down or if the dog just died, because her dog was, I think, a little bit older than mine. I don't know if my dog is just gonna die one day. We're just gonna find her dead somewhere. I don't really know. I've never had an elderly dog before, so I don't know how this works. Um, but when you have a chronic illness, and when you're sick and when you're struggling, and as you guys know, this year has been from January to now. This is August 3rd. Um, it's been a struggle. It's been a total struggle, and having to struggle with my own physical limitations, and now having to deal with hers, and the stress of leaving the house, and wondering if I come back, am I going to find her all in one piece? Another thing too is that she's starting to go into closets under the bed, and I have things there. There's things in these closets, and it's not like an empty space, and she just shoves herself in there. I don't know why she's doing that. But she gets herself stuck. I'm worried that she's going to get her foot stuck in something and break her foot. So it's this constant, as if I don't have any anxiety, right? So it's just becoming this constant situation. And, I really feel like I need to figure it out because, it's getting hard. It's getting difficult. And, she's been kind of a big question these last few years because, when I wanted to move out of the house, I had to consider her. My parents will take care of her, but they're just not, sometimes they get distracted, or they're just not as careful. They're not as concerned with her, as I am. So if I move out, I have to take her with me, right? Finding a place to live that would accept a dog, that's a challenge. It's just getting difficult just to leave the house because she doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't even go out on walks. She stays in the house, and that's all she's ever known. So, all of these questions, this is kind of the on top of the stressors that I have with my health and my medications and treatments. She's been sort of in the background, and we've been kind of avoiding facing the reality. And dementia is kind of one of those things. If a dog can't walk, if a dog has cancer, you kind of know when to put them down. When it's dementia, you don't really know. I don't know if she's suffering. I don't know if she's scared of us because she doesn't like us really petting her that much anymore. She kind of stares at the wall, and you're just like, well, is she feeling anything right now? Or is she just like, maybe she just doesn't feel anything. And so there's those questions of, and I've seen people that let their dogs live. I've seen dogs that have lived to be like 20. And I'm like, I don't want her to stay alive that long because who knows what she's feeling. And a lot of times we stay attached to these animals, and they don't care anymore. And we're just keeping them alive because we're sad without them. And I don't know how she could live for years like this, So, that's kind of the big question that I'm facing right now. And, I wish there was an easy answer to it. It's been overwhelming for me. And I love dogs. But I am honestly like so over it right now. I don't think I want to have a dog for many years after this one because it has been just so stressful during this time to have a dog, especially an elderly dog, and to be taking care of her and watching her and making sure that she's okay. She's downstairs right now too, so I'm wondering, like, is she getting into anything? Like, what is she? I can hear her walking. Did she pee in the house? So, I did make a video about this, things to consider if you're thinking of getting a dog and you're chronically ill. Because it really is. And again, she actually wasn't my dog. She was my sister's dog. And then my sister got another dog and moved out, and she ended up becoming my problem. And I love dogs. And, I've always loved having a dog, but I didn't know that my condition was going to get this bad. And, I didn't know that she was going to get that bad. I have never had an elderly dog. So, that's what's going on. I'm hoping that things, things with the pharmacy work out better than I anticipate, because automatically my mind starts to go to the worst case scenario. They're going to deny me my medication, or, I don't know. And I just need to slow down and really think, just let the chips fall where they fall, and everything will work itself out. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of, I guess, vent about that, because it's been, there's been lots of, it's almost like juggling. I've got a lot of balls in the air and we don't know where they're going to land. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Please check out my, the Exosomes playlist if you want to know what's going on with that. I will keep doing updates, monthly updates, even though, like I said, I'm not seeing much. But yeah. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again soon.